This channeled message with light language is centered around finding your own unique relationship to stillness, and in stillness, finding the movement within the stillness, and thereby finding stillness in the movement. And it is through this process that you can begin to discern truth from lies, as well as navigate what feels like chaos around you. So I hope that you enjoy. Please feel free to comment anything about your experience. And until next time, friends, stay curious. The time is now in an understanding of what was and what is. There is much to be in chaos, and there is much to be in stillness. Finding the stillness within the chaos is a lesson of the times. Understanding when you are in the stillness how there is still chaos. And chaos is how you receive it. Chaos is just simply movement in a way that one doesn't want or one doesn't understand. When one can find a sense of rootedness, groundedness, stillness, when you can observe the chaos unfolding around you from this place of rootedness, you can see all of the different parts and the movements of it and how they may all be interconnected. It is in this viewpoint in which the chaos does not seem chaotic. The chaos, if you still deem to label it or name it as such, is very significant and purposeful in its movement. You can see the different energies, how they are emitting and expressing. You understand where and why they are coming forth in such a way to teach one another lessons, to provide opportunities of growth if you can deem it as to be such. So when you can find that sense of stillness and observe the movement within your own sense of self, seeing that there is movement and stillness and movement when you are in that place of stillness, when you are grounded in your sense of self, when you are grounded in your knowing of self, the chaos before you does not seem so chaotic. It can be viewed as a beautiful symphony of different notes expressing, and yes, some are not in resonance with others. That you have an appreciation for all of the notes being played, and you can also discern the ones in resonance and the ones not in resonance, and that is how you discern truth. So finding that sense of stillness, understanding the movement, practicing discernment, what is in resonance, what is not in resonance, what notes, what expressions feel harmonious and do not feel harmonious. But if you are caught up in the chaos, if you are caught up in the movement, if you are creating extra movement and chaos within the own mind, within the own self, it is very hard to practice discernment. So get still. Whatever that means for you, it does not need to look like how everyone else finds stillness. Your stillness may be in movement. Maybe in the movement you find your stillness. Releasing the known, small k known, not big K known, of what you believe stillness to look like. Because looking like is not being. You must be in the stillness, whatever that means for you. And this also means that as you find stillness, whatever that looks like, maybe it's in movement, maybe it's in chaos, maybe you are the eye of the storm. That sense of peace while everything moves around you. You play your own role and you play your own part within the whole. So you cannot look to others to find your way. You must find your way within. If stillness does not resonate for you, find another word, find another frequency, find a movement, find a feeling, find a sensation that does. For you will know it when you feel it. You will know it when you are in it. You will know it because you will be it. You will be in your stillness. You will be in your groundedness. You will be in your knowing. You will understand truth from lies. And that is how you move through these times of change. Again, we're always in times of change. When you exist in a land in which there is time framed in a linear sense, as we've stated before, every moment is change. So these are the times of change. How you receive this, again, is up to you. Times of change can be filled with fear and fraught and anxiety. Times of change can also be filled with a sense of hope, because times of change means growth. It can mean growth. Change, time allows you to grow in the manifestation of human form in which your soul has chosen to take on at this particular time in all time. It is just one of many, of many, of many. Do not focus on that. Focus on the now. Focus on the now. When all lives are focusing on the now, you are all in the now and you are all in coherence and in union. But you must be focused on the now. Distracting from other existences, other beings is wonderful when seeking understanding of what's bigger than the now, yet also part of the now. But when you understand that there is more, being rooted in the now allows you to find your sense of self, your sense of self. Do not get distracted by thinking outside of oneself, by thinking outside of one's life, by thinking outside of one's existence. Be open and receptive to everything and anything, to all possibilities. Do not limit yourself, but do not distract yourself from moving away from this self by moving outside of this self. To truly know everything that is beyond what you know, you must be rooted in who you are truly. For your thinking mind likes to go beyond and think about everything else. Use that energy to ground within, for that is truly the only way that you will have a knowing of all, because you already know it. And when you can get rooted in who you truly are, that information is present, that awareness is present, that consciousness, that knowing is available to you. It always is. It opens the door. It opens the door to the remembering of who you are, of what this is, of where you are, of where you truly are. That understanding of that last statement will unfold in many, many different ways, and allow it to as such. There are many, many layers. You can see it as an onion, all the layers unfolding. But it is an infinite onion. All the layers are connected to the whole. If you take anything from this, remember to find your own stillness, to get rooted and grounded in your true knowing, your true self. Reclaim the self. It is there. You just simply need to claim it. And you've claimed it in the past. You are claiming it now. It is in this particular incarnation and manifest form in which you need to reclaim it. And it already is there. It's already claimed. It's like having a lottery ticket sitting there. You just need to pick it up and claim it. What comes after that is part of the journey, friends. Find your stillness, groundedness, to find your discernment of the truth and the lies within the movement around us. It will be unique to you. It may look like your friends. It may not look like your friends. Look to others to help understand yourself, what resonates, what doesn't resonate. But do not go outside of the self. You see, when you are grounded in self, you can take information from others to help better understand yourself. But if you are not rooted in the self, looking to others just keeps you further from rooting down into who you truly are. And we will leave you with light language to help with the integration and remembering and reclaiming and understanding, and allow it to take as much time as it needs to integrate and unfold in its own time. Receiving and allowing and trusting will help it unfold quicker than it might if you block, if you mistrust, if you are in fear. If you do not believe, that is okay. That is part of your journey. Everyone comes to their own information and everyone follows their own path up the mountain. There is no one way. There is only your way. And that may shift and change as you shift and change. So with that, we bring in light language frequencies to help integrate these teachings, these knowings, helping in the remembrance of who you truly are, where you truly are, what you truly are, what this truly is, within the whole of what is, to the extent that you can hold at this time. Gorairam Resh Kataya Koturea Kataya 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 Kata Gerayam Mirira Kashkutu Teraya Kataya Katu Rayam Mirash Kataya Kata Merekatayesh Kataya Katu Era Yamana Era Mira Narayam Rakuturia Ishkataya Mirakatu Brem Rekatu Ayakatu Gorayam Reshkutu Rayakatu Gorayam Reshkutu Rayakatu Gorayam Reshkutu Yayakatu Yak Zerayakatu Yashkati Berayam Rakatu Berayam Mirakashkuturi Yamirakati Nerakata Nerakata Tura Yakashkataya Gureyashkataya Katuya Mirakataya Katuyashkatu Ketaka Kataya Mokata Ketakai Kataya Miakatuya Kashkatiya Ere Katashkatorim Marakata Ore Rakata Ore Rameshkatiya Katuria Teraya Makata Yarkata Shkutu Erayaramia Uriamiakata Neria Shkataya Nunia Yana Yeshkaturia Yakata Ora Yaramaya Kutu Perakatu Yashkatu Terakatrayaminishkatu Era Yakaturia Era Yashkaturia Gerayamarakutu Gerakata Nekatariamia Shkaturia Uria Shkataira Kuturia Nerire Kataira Mirakata Korekata Shkatu Korea Shkatu Korea Shkataria Maya Kataya Katuya 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 Perea Maya Katuria Geraya Geraya Mirakata Era Yarakata Era Yaramia Yakataya Kashaturia Finding your own stillness in these frequencies. Without overthinking it, hold on to whatever level of stillness you can, remembering that the stillness isn't necessarily how you've thought or been told it is. You may have much movement in your sense of stillness. Even when the body is still, there is great movement, the movement of the blood alone, movement within synapses, movement of cells, movement of organs. So trusting that your own sense of stillness, allowing you to root down into who you are, is developing, is present, awaiting for you to claim it. Trusting in that, allowing it to unfold in its own time. And just like a garden, nourishing it, fertilizing it, watering it, trusting that it will blossom when the conditions and environment allow it to do so. Trusting in the innate intelligence of what is, not believing that you are smarter than it, that you can control it. You must surrender to it. And surrendering is an act of courage. To truly surrender to what is, to surrender to who you are surrendering, letting go of everything that you've thought, everything you've been told, everything you believe that was not in truth. So surrendering is peeling back the layers. And you see there is not necessarily stillness in the way that you think about it in that peeling. And yet for some, the peeling is simply an evaporation and appears just as you see stillness to be in your frame of reference for most of you. And if none of this is resonating, just simply trust and allow that your journey is unfolding in the way that it's meant to. If you've made it this far, there is a nugget of belief in what we are saying. Always practice discernment and follow your own path. And that is why you must always remain curious. So, as always, friends, from us to Blair, to all of you, to all that is, stay curious.